Jimmy Dore feels very hostile towards the Democratic Party. And anybody that has ever seen a show of Jimmy Dore's or a segment of Jimmy Dore's, that kind of feeling smacks you across the face like a brick hit you. So recently, Dore has some things to say about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Democratic nominee for New York's 14th congressional district. Ocasio-Cortez appeared on CNN's State of the Union with Jake Tapper on Sunday. And this is what Dore had to say in a video he entitled, Ocasio-Cortez endorses Cuomo as Cuomo flips off progressives.
You guys ready for this? Watch this.
What I also look forward to moving forward is us rallying behind all Democratic nominees, including the governor, to make sure that he wins in November.
She's a Democrat, so she has to tell everybody that Andrew Cuomo is the answer. Do you see what the problem is with progressives trying to take over the Democratic Party? Do you see the problem? A, it's never going to happen, and B, they get co-opted. She got nothing for this. Like Cynthia Nixon, like some people were saying, well, maybe Cynthia Nixon will get Andrew Cuomo to admit or to agree to sign on a single payer if it gets passed, and then she'll endorse him. Or maybe she'll get something, and then nothing. They got nothing from Andrew Cuomo. Nothing. They're just going along. They're falling in line. Andrew Cuomo is what's wrong with this country. And the Democrats are serving him up on a hot platter for us. This isn't intellectually honest. You're just as bad as Republicans when you do this.
Does Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has, or what leverage does Cynthia Nixon have at this point? She just got beat. Cynthia Nixon, she just got beat, okay? She just got beat last week in the New York primary. So I know during the primary, or even before, like I said, before the primary, there's no doubt that Cynthia Nixon and types like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was pushing Andrew Cuomo farther to the left. We don't believe him to be a progressive, but no doubt this was a significant challenge for Andrew Cuomo, and he wanted to come off as a progressive. So he did get pushed to the left by Cynthia Nixon. But at this point, what leverage do any one of them have to keep pushing him right now when he's the Democratic nominee? They have nothing. They don't have any power in regards to like what action he's going to take right now. The people of New York have spoken, and they have chosen Andrew Cuomo as their Democratic nominee. We have the video from the CNN interview with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So we're going to play the question and response portion from that segment.
You endorsed progressive candidate Cynthia Nixon in the Democratic primary for governor of New York. She lost on Thursday to Governor Andrew Cuomo by a whopping 31 points. Now, I know progressive candidates have had plenty of other victories, including yours, but Governor Cuomo said that your progressive wave was, quote, not even a ripple. He called your primary win a, quote, fluke, and he asked on Friday, quote, where was that effect yesterday? What's your response to Governor Cuomo?
Well, I mean, I always take I'm always down to go toe-to-toe sometimes, but I think when you actually look at the numbers that we focused on, every single down-ballot progressive candidate in my district, New York 14, won. New York had a profound tidal change, really, in the Democratic Party. 1 out of every 5 Democratic senators got replaced on Thursday night. And the path to eliminating the IDC was through New York 14 in my district. So I'm proud to say that every single locally endorsed candidate that we mobilized for won our election.
Right.
Cynthia Nixon did a phenomenal job.
She lost your district by 30 points.
Right. But we focused on our local candidates and we focused on the legislatures. But, I think that what she did was that she centered a lot of phenomenal issues. She centered racial justice. She centered criminal justice reform. She centered the legalization of marijuana, single-payer health care, and a lot of down-ballot candidates benefited from that. And what I also look forward to moving forward is us rallying behind all Democratic nominees, including the governor, to make sure that he wins in November.
If you look at how Tapper started the Cuomo conversation, it did seem as if he was kind of trying to get Ocasio-Cortez to strike back at Cuomo for what he said after his primary victory. And you can tell she recognized that. And she was like, yeah, I'm always willing to go toe-to-toe. But so she tried to like redirect the conversation because I believe she recognized what he was trying to do because she's been on there before. Like all CNN is trying to do is bring her on there so she can trip on those landmines that they set for her.
Start a fight.
And like connected to that is the idea that some progressives don't want to kind of entertain is that Ocasio-Cortez needs support from the middle of the base if
she's going to win.
Exactly.
If she's going to win.
If she's going to
win.
This is somebody
that has not even won her election yet. She's just a nominee at this point. She has not entered Congress yet.
So bashing, rejecting, or rebuking elected Democrats is not going to help her. No. And we have to consider the fact that she hasn't won anything yet. So it's important for her to walk a fine line up until voting day. Now, like Tapper asked her about Cuomo specifically. The line of questioning centered on Cuomo. Now, if you listen to her answer, what did she say? She said supporting all Democrats. The reason, and she says including Cuomo, because he specifically asked about it. So it's like, to me, context matters more than Jimmy Dore's armchair outrage.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. Jimmy actually, he also talked about that people hate Andrew Cuomo, right? People hate Andrew Cuomo. He's everything that's wrong with this country, everything wrong with the Democratic Party. Andrew Cuomo beat Cynthia Nixon by 31 percentage points. How many people hate him? You understand? How many people hate him? As progressives, nothing reads like more hot garbage than vote blue no matter who. Right? I can't stand that kind of line, right? But that is more so relevant when you're talking about the primaries, because that's when you get to actually fight against people that are the people that are on your own side, people that are in your own party. So at that point, as progressives, we fight really hard to get the people that we think actually represent us in Congress. That's when we do it. But when it comes to the election, like when it comes to the general election, and somebody like Andrew Cuomo prevails and he beats the progressive candidate, what is there to do at that point? Okay, like I understand that Andrew Cuomo has a long record, and it's a checkered past, and we have many things to condemn him for, criticize him about. But are we saying that the Republican Party, should we allow them to win? No, I don't think anybody would say that. But I know a lot of people, and Jimmy Dore in his video as well, he said that if he was in New York, he would vote for the Green Party candidate. Now, the Green Party candidate, I don't even know who it is. Does anybody think that Green Party candidate is going to win? Absolutely not. They have no chance of winning. No chance of winning.
Cynthia Nixon wasn't a Green Party candidate.
She wasn't a Green Party.
She got toasted.
She got toasted. 31 percentage points, right? So if we don't think the Green Party candidate has any chance of winning, is there anything else that we're trying to do? In 2016, we have stated many times that the reason that we pushed Jill Stein and we voted for Jill Stein was because we wanted her to eclipse 5% of the total vote, because that would have done something for the Green Party. We're talking about ballot access. We're talking about matching federal funds. That was an actual goal that maybe in the future we would see some improvement. We would see more awareness for the Green Party nationally. When you're talking about national races, that was the goal that we had in mind. We knew that it was a far-fetched idea that she would actually win the presidency, but there was a goal. Is there a goal in New York for voting for the Green Party candidate?
So now we're getting to the meat of the issue, the goal. What's the goal? See, it's kind of easy for us to sit in our little righteous progressive spaces and create standards for people who we support as if we know what it takes to win.
Right.
I think people not in her position making claims about what she should have said or what she shouldn't have said is only a projection what they would or wouldn't have said,
no doubt,
if in her position.
Yes.
There just seems to be a lot of armchair quarterbacking here, and a lot of unrealistic armchair quarterbacking. It's like people are expecting someone who hasn't even won yet, I'll add, to like go up in there and just start flipping over tables.
Yes.
And doing the political equivalent of, you know how like you tip over a shelf, tip over a bookshelf, a tall bookshelf, and they're all in a line. They all just fall over like dominoes. It just seems like people are expecting like progressives to go up in there before they've even won anything.
Before the general election.
And do all that. It just seems as if like people are more concerned with her rebuking Democrats and just like chastising Democrats on national TV rather than playing the game to win.
Yes.
And I guess feeling good about somebody being a true progressive.
See, now we understand that though. No doubt we understand that because
They want to say that.
Yeah, like we live in a society, or no, we want to live in a society where you don't have to play the game. Like there is no game when it comes to politics. Like just the best ideas wins. There's no money in politics. It's just about the integrity of the candidate and the best ideas. But that's not the reality that we live in. So what people that are subscribing to the mentality of Jimmy Dore are saying is that, you know, hey, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you're a progressive, right? Represent me. Forget about all of them. Represent me. If you don't, I'm not going to call you a true progressive. You're a fake. Now, there's way more of them, and that's why I think Jimmy Dore is being, how can
disingenuous?
I say? Well, yeah, I was going to say intellectually dishonest, because he said that about Ocasio-Cortez, because he's overestimating the influence of progressives. It's a small-knit community, okay? When we win, it is because of centrist Democratic voters. That's why progressive candidates win. It's not just on the backs of progressive voters, the voters that, it was like hardcore Bernie supporters, people that are riding hard for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's not just them. It's centrist Democratic voters as well. That's the only way they actually even get an opportunity to actually have a seat in the United States Congress.
This is the reason why kind of progressives can't make any headway, because like their feelings get into it, because you don't think you think we like the fact that she said that. You think we like that, but we understand why she has to do it. There's a big difference between liking something and understanding why she had to do that. That mosquito, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that progressives in too many instances, if something doesn't feel good to them, they're going to reject it.
Just categorically
reject it.
You're gone. You're not a progressive anymore.
One of the things is we have to look at reality, and if we can't approach electoral politics by examining what the reality is as far as where the rest of the voting base is, also trying to create that umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Doing what Hillary Clinton claimed she was trying to do, by taking those on the left and who represent a lot of left in that base. We're not just talking about people who are a part of a political movement or a party or an organization. We're talking about people. Without a movement of people, it doesn't matter how progressive someone is. So there has to be some kind of movement in the middle, and that's all we're talking about. And if you don't get that in your head, then we're gonna constantly be just spinning our wheels and losing the election.